A True Prince by Kairia'sYami. Chapter 17, The World's Greatest Criminal Mind. Side note, underrated Disney song. Love that one. Jasmine is no stranger to magic. Her mother, while no true sorcerer, knew enough small magic tricks to entertain her as a child. Jafar, as much as she was at odds with the arrogant man, was not shy about his use and mastery of magic. Truthfully, the man would use magic for so many things, Jasmine sometimes wondered if he could do anything without it. And her father delighted in any show of magic, would regularly hire wandering sorcerers or magicians to entertain him, allowing Jasmine yet another glimpse into the wonders of magic. So, Jasmine is no stranger to magic. That being said, there are some things she finds herself struggling to understand and believe. Time travel? Magic spells that can think and speak? Genies? People who used to be monkeys? Jasmine feels herself sink into a nearby chair, but it is distant, as if it isn't her body that is moving. Her entire focus is pulled to the man sitting in front of her, and no matter how doubtful and disbelieving she is, she knows with startling certainty that Aladdin would not lie to her. Sure, he hadn't told her the truth right from the start, but that would have been foolish to expect. Truthfully, she is surprised that he was willing to tell her the truth so soon in their relationship. She allows herself several more minutes to readjust her worldview and opinions, to accept everything she's been told, and to push back any impeding panic or breakdown that might be coming. Now is not the time for that. She has been trusted with vital information, and Jafar still needs to be dealt with. She will panic or cry later. For now, she's going to make sure Aladdin is aware of how much she appreciates the trust and honesty. Speaking of, Aladdin is beginning to look very worried and anxious at her lack of reaction. So Jasmine straightens in her chair and brings herself back to the present. Thank you, Aladdin, for telling me the truth. I am touched and in awe at the level of trust you have given me, and I will do my very best to not let you down. She makes eye contact with him and holds it until she can see him nod and accept her words. Really, this is amazing. You explained things very well, and I still have so many questions. For you and for you two. She nods in the direction of the man who is actually a genie, Aziz, as well as in the general direction of the bodiless voice of Hamia has been speaking from. However, pleasantries and questions can come later. We have more important things to be discussing for now. Jafar! The name is spat out by Aziz, and while she has been told now that he is a genie and thus doesn't necessarily have a name, she's also been told she can call him Aziz, and she finds calling a sentient being by his species disrespectful. Thus, he is Aziz to her, as though it were a name of a bug or a disgusting monster. She feels approval. Good. She is not the only one who is feeling utter disdain at the very mention of her father's vizier. Indeed, he needs to be dealt with. I love my father, but he is far too trusting of Jafar for his own good. It would be simple for Jafar to spin the situation in his favour if we give him time, and it will likely be war if that happened. I have no doubt that your people will be furious at the attempt on your life, and really I would not be blaming them for declaring war. Jasmine watches everyone in the room frown at her words, but no one speaks up for several moments, likely trying to think up a solution. It is Hamia. The spell that had gained thought, she is trying her best, but she is struggling to accept the fact that something like that is possible. It boggles the mind. Who spoke up first? I believe I have a solution, if I may. Of course, Hamia. What is it? The princess speaks true, my prince. That we must act quickly, before we lose any advantage we may have over the vizier unaware of the universe shift. Thus, I propose we use our combined powers to find evidence of as many of the vizier's wrongdoings as we can, and present them before Agrabah's sultan as soon as possible. That way, even if Jafar manages
to explain away his attempt on the prince's life, the Sultan will be unable to ignore any harm Jafar has done elsewhere. With the princess's access and knowledge of the castle, she will be quite capable of finding any possible hidden rooms or documents, and with the help of my creator, she will be able to find anything hidden by magical means.
The being pauses, and Jasmine exchanges a glance with Aziz. She nods at him, and he nods back, an expression of determination on his face that she is sure is mirrored on her own. They are united in their determination. Hamia then continues his speech.
I am capable of traversing great distances in moments, as long as a person of Deus Bara has been there before. Thus I will go searching for any evidence that he has had dealings with the enemies of Agrabah, or evidence of foul play originating with Jafar. With what I know of him, I am sure he, as the human saying goes, has a hand in quite a few pies, for he seems like the sort of man who wishes to have ultimate control over everything he can. Finally, monkey,
the servant, Abu, who was once a monkey, apparently, Jasmine isn't going to think about it, perks up from where he had been fussing over Abu.
You are to watch over the prince. I will bestow upon you great strength and heightened senses, so you can predict and thwart any other attempts on the prince's life. I would not be surprised if the vizier were to send assassins or mercenaries of some kind to finish the job he failed. Your job is of the utmost importance. Do you understand?
Abu's face hardens, and he straightens, taking a sturdy stance by Aladdin's side. Jasmine can tell the ex-monkey would sooner die than let any more harm come to his friend and prince. He nods solemnly.
That all sounds good, but what about me? I want to help too.
Jasmine only looks at Aladdin in disbelief. And she isn't the only one.
Al, are you kidding? I may have healed you a little and taken the water out of your lungs, but you almost died. Magic is powerful, but too much healing can cause things to go wrong with your body's natural functions. I can't heal you any more than I already have. You need rest and, Aziz adds, seeing Aladdin opening his mouth to protest, I am not afraid of tying you to that bed with magic to make sure you do. Do you understand?
Aladdin nods sullenly, and Jasmine, despite the seriousness of the situation, has to hold back a laugh at his pout. She composes herself before she does, and decides to get everyone back on task. Okay, we have our missions. We should plan to meet back here tomorrow morning, hopefully with all the evidence we need, and take the time to compile it. Aladdin, if you get bored, perhaps you can get working on the letters you need to write for your advisors and council? She sees him pale at the prospect of explaining the situation and ignores it. Hopefully, by tomorrow night, we can have Jafar arrested and imprisoned for good. Or even executed. If anyone is shocked by her violent last words, no one says anything. So she simply nods her head and turns to leave the room. She has a mission, and she is determined not to fail. End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that one. I like that one. They are like, okay, not a moment to lose. What do we do? And I'd admire Aladdin for wanting to help, because unfortunately he has been through things like this before, so he does know, like, as we said earlier, you know, he'll bounce back quickly. But they're just like, no, stay. You are recovering, we're handling this. And I like the idea that Hamia can go wherever someone from Deus Bara has been. And I also liked the side note of him fortifying Aladdin's room. Just because he's a protector, that's what he does. Love that. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified for whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, gals, and albino pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.